This is your friend and host Harry Nakai. I welcome you all to Haniwalia Shows. We are really thankful that you are viewing our show and subscribing our channel. This is Friday today. We have our guest back, Mr. Tushar Bhutani. Welcome again on our show, sir.
Thank you, Harry.
And as we are discussing about the market, the situation about the market, and definitely the summer, fall, winter is coming again. So how the market is affecting. So Tusharji, just wanted to confirm, how is the current situation in the market about real estate if we talk about?
Harry, market has been super busy in the spring. We have seen incredible numbers in June, and so far in July it's been busy as well. We have seen a slight drop, but I don't think that drop will be really something that we have to be concerned about. Starting with March and April, when the first pandemic wave hit us, of course things went really down.
Yeah.
We didn't see the numbers we are used to be seeing in the onset of spring, but again, May onwards, when the business started to reopen again, we had the first phase reopen. People felt more comfortable. They actually came out and started looking for homes again. And since then, we have seen the market has been good.
And last 2 months, I've seen like even the mortgage guys were busy, realtors were busy. The market was actually very, very good, actually, right?
Well, yes. I've actually just done a video recently talking about the stats for the month of June, and oh my God, we were blown away.
Absolutely.
The numbers that we saw were very impressive. We haven't even seen those numbers like in the last 2 years in a spring market.
What do you think? Was it a bubble or like
Harry, I would say it was more to do with the COVID. It was, if you look at the brighter side of the pandemic, March and April was just way too slow. People were scared to even go out and talk to people. So I guess, everything there was a backlog in March and April, and it all came together in May. And in June, what we had was, of course, the backlog from March and April, plus we had the new mortgage rules that CMHC were bringing in place, and there was a panic with buyers because they felt, well, if they don't buy a house right now, their affordability can actually come down, and they might not be able to go for something that they're looking for, or even afford a house that they've been wanting to afford for so long.
Yeah. So what do you think? What kind of houses are being sold more nowadays? Is it like the new market is more effective, or old houses are getting sold more? Like, how is it working right now?
Right now, Harry, it's tilted towards more new homes, to be honest. Resale has been okay. It's always been consistent as far as the numbers are concerned. But we have seen new homes have been picking up pace. The promos that builders are offering right now, the fact that new homes will always come with warranty as well. So there's a lot of peace of mind as well for buyers. But having said that, if somebody's looking to buy into a mature neighborhood, something that's close to schools, transit, commercial plazas, that's something you can't get in a new home. So you would have to go for a resale property, and again, it all depends on the location. If you go into more central locations in Edmonton, places like, let's talk about Central South, say Allendale, Pleasant View, Park Allen. So all these areas, they don't have any newer places. Yes, there are some newer infills getting built there, but there's also a lot of demand for homes that are sitting on a bigger lot. These days, as we all know, newer homes are being built on a very skinny, smaller lots. We have zero lot lines these days. We'll talk about that stuff more in detail as well later on. But so if somebody's looking for a bigger lot so they can have their kids, they can have spring get-togethers, have families over, spend some more time in the backyard, that's something you won't find it in newer homes.
Absolutely.
So resale has its own pull, and then same goes for new homes as well. But yes, right now it's tilted slightly towards newer homes.
And when we talk about your listings right now, what do you think? Like, your listings has been more now in this month, or it was like previous month, or what's coming in the fall?
Well, June has, as I said, June was a good month for all of us, and the listings were actually up. Now it has come slightly down because things are not staying on. They move fast.
They move fast, yeah.
Especially in the spring market, the response that we've seen in May, June, and also in July, a lot of our listings are moving. So it's good. I don't mind going down a little bit on my listings because the fact that that means I'm selling my stuff. So moving listings is fine as long as we can keep like putting more out in the market. But there's one thing, Harry, I really want to talk about is the fact that we don't have a lot of inventory right now in the market, especially for brand new homes.
Which is good.
Which is good in a way. way, good for the market. But people are out and about looking at homes right now, especially on the new home side. They can't find a lot of the newer options these days. A lot of the homes are in the construction stage. They're about 3, 4, 5 months out, or not even started constructing yet.
Yeah. So based on this talk, I just want to know one more thing, that how is it affecting, because COVID is affecting a lot of things in the market right now. So do you find more investors in the market right now, or do you think that there are more people who are buying the new houses or the first time home buyers?
Well, mix of all, I would say, to be honest. Investors would always look for deals, right? They're always looking out for something which can actually earn them some equity in the longer run, and they can just make some money out of it, even if they were to flip it down the road, or if they want to just take that down and rebuild on it. So investor market is a different ball game altogether. Irrespective of COVID or not, they would always be out and about looking at homes. Right now, I think first home buyers, because CMHC has their own incentive in place for a first time home buyer, and then we have mortgage rates that are at an extremely low point right now, which is of course a big motivational factor for people to come out and buy, because we all know these rates are not going to last. They would be going up sooner or later.
When you talk about mortgages, I think the mortgage, how is it affected the mortgage market as well? Because what I've seen is that the rates are going down definitely, but is it easy to qualify for the mortgage now?
No, it has gotten a little
difficult,
tougher,
right?
Slightly with the CMHC guidelines that came in place on July 1st. So CMHC is one of the insurers most of the banks would use for people who are doing 5% down, and they're making it a little tighter in the sense there are new guidelines that are in place. It just says the minimum credit score requirements have to be at a certain range, and then of course your ratios have actually gone down from like 42 to 38, 44 to 42, and then from 38 to 35, the gross death and total death ratios, which basically means that your family income, your mortgage payments have to be at a certain percentage of that whole income that you've got, right? Which means your affordability, like for example, if I was out in the market looking for a house prior to July 1st, if I was approved for say 450 or 475, now I'm down to about say 420 or 400. So this will in the longer run affect the home prices as well, because if the average price point for a single family was about 450, 440, we might see a bit of a drop. Not right away, month to month, we are seeing good numbers. The prices have been going up if you compare month to month, but in the longer run, I would still say compared to last year or 2018, there has been a drop. So it's still a great time for people to come out in the market and look for homes.
So friends, see, there are so many questions which has been answered by Mr. Tushar. So as well as if you have any questions regarding mortgages, he's a good person to give you guidance on that. Please definitely give a call to Tushar. His number is mentioned below, and subscribe our channel, like our YouTube page, and it will be really great, and you can ask a lot of questions as well. So Tushar, COVID rules are changing in Alberta as well. The latest update is like, I think in the public place you have to wear the mask and all these things.
That's right.
So definitely the situation is changing, right?
It is.
It's worldwide. But how is it affecting that in the Edmonton market as well? Because definitely there will be a huge change, because once the rules has been laid up by the government, it's going to affect the market as well, right?
It will. I think government have also seen that the numbers are actually going up now. We've seen a lot of, we've seen a spike in cases, and that's of course due to the fact that a lot more businesses have opened now. We are into phase 3, which basically means everything is out in the open. The fact that you just have to follow restrictions. There are markings on the floor. You have to stay 6 feet apart. And government did the right thing by bringing the bylaw, which requires putting a mask in all indoor public places, which is good, because we got to be careful. We've been lucky so far. We haven't seen a big rise compared to the other parts of Canada, but still, you never know, things can actually change.
Do you think that the people definitely they will be afraid once they are going in the show home, or they're going with you, or they want to, like, because obviously there will be less people at a time in a particular place, right? So
not in a show home, not when I go out with them and look at homes, or if I go to a new show home home, or if I go out in the market looking for a certain type of home, because you're only about 3, 4, 5, 6 people at the most, right? So city of Edmonton is more concerned right now with gatherings more than 50 people. So I don't think it will really affect our real estate market. People will still go out and look for homes. I have seen there has been it has been increasing. So the interest on all my listings, people calling on my listings, realtors calling to wanting to show the place. The fact is that we just ask them to follow some restrictions and just make sure they've got masks and they've got gloves. And as soon as they go into a property, we have usually a hand sanitizer kept on the table as soon as you enter. So you just have to make sure you follow those things. Be safe. Be respectful to the sellers as well. They might have kids. They might have elderly people staying at home. We all know what kind of situation we're all living in right now. But let's not just make a big thing out of it. We have to stick to basics, and everything will be kind of follow.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Yes.
And when you're talking about your listed properties, how many properties have you listed at the present?
Well,
right now?
currently we've got about 14 listings, which has come down from about 16, 17 that I had back in June.
And they're in the different part of the city?
They're different part of the city. So like southeast, southwest, central, in the west side as well, northwest, northeast. So kind of all over the city. And it's good to have that stuff because you want a good mix of different communities.
Absolutely.
If you're restricted to a certain community, which is okay, you can be a specialist in that neighborhood. But the way I go about my business is that I want to just help out as many people as I can, and of course grow my business as well. And I'm okay driving all the way to northeast or north as long as there is work and I can add value to my clients' requirements.
Prediction about the fall market now. What do you think? How is going to affect the fall market?
Every year, Harry, we see a bit of a fall in the fall market. Fall in a fall market, absolutely. So, which is fine. It is going to happen sooner or later. Even this year, just because of the impressive numbers that we've seen in May, June, and we are continuing to see the numbers kind of go up in July as well. August might be better too. But again, September, yes, we'll see a bit of a fall, which is very normal. Every year we see that fall. It's back to school for kids. Parents are busy as well with their kids, with their family, and they're busy planning ahead, right? So we do see market going down a little bit in terms of activity, and homes would slightly stay in the market longer, but that is fine. Fall market, the options would come down, but again, we still have buyers out in the market, and there's always options out there, and people just have to be smart in the way they plan things and go about finding a place for themselves.
This is Alberta, so anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Fall might come a little early, but don't be afraid. Okay. So, and we have been talking about from the buyer side. Let's talk about from the seller's point of view. How is it affecting the seller's market?
It is affecting sellers a little bit, just because the buyer affordability, as we've talked about recently, that with the mortgage rules that are out in the market right now, it is making tougher for people to qualify for a higher mortgage. So sellers are getting affected to a point that it's tough to find a right buyer for your property, even if you're priced at a decent market value, and if you're sitting at a good location, most likely you would be able to find somebody who would want to just put a decent offer on your house and just buy it. But sellers are also struggling a little bit in terms of finding the right buyer for their property in the market.
But I think as per the situation, it's good as well, because when we say seller's market, people are those who wants to invest in the property. They might buy a old house.
Yes. So even if you're taking a bit of a hit on your selling price, you feel like I paid a certain price on my property and I've come down when it came time to sell the place. Well, think of it in another way, that when you go out in the market to buy another place, you could be maybe buying a good one out there too for a slightly less price than what you would have paid next year or when the market is good. So it does balance out in the end. Think of it that way. But again, sellers, the good part is that you don't have to be too concerned about right now, because we have seen the inventory has come down. The numbers have gone up compared to last month, but overall what we usually have in a spring market compared to last year, there is still lack of inventory, and I've been saying that in this video, right? Because when I have been finding it really tough right now to find a decent place for my clients. I've been out and about looking for a certain kind of property, and I don't see enough options out there. So if you are looking to sell your place, this might be a right time. We still have about a month and a half, 2 months left in the spring market. Make good use of it. good. And trust me, it's not a lengthy process. If you price the house well, if you know about the process, if you know about what all is required and how do you go about putting your house in the market, in a matter of 2-3 weeks, you can literally have your place sold. And I've done that with a few of my seller clients in June. We listed in first week of June, sold in a week. Closing happened in end of June. So in a month itself, right from listing the property to handing over the possession to new buyers, everything was done. A month is a lot of time.
So yeah, absolutely. So see, friends, there are so many things which are happening, and there are so many questions you can come across. Tushar is a very polite realtor, as we get a lot of comments from people that Tushar is so polite, and he's really actually very, very good realtor in the market. He has made his reputation. And I think, how long have you been working as a realtor?
It's been about 5.5 years. Started back in 2015.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So no, I mean, I'm glad it's been working out well.
Absolutely.
And it's all about sticking to basics, right? You have to know your market. You have to know your clients. And in real estate, it all comes down to if your existing clients have been happy with you or not. If they're happy, they'll make sure you're never short on work.
Yeah, your after-sales services are also very good, which we have come across. So definitely give a call to Tushar. So when we talk about this situation in the market, are the people qualifying, the more people who are coming to you, are they qualifying for 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, depends on what kind of houses, right? What do you think, what kind of buyers are more in the market right now?
Most of them, Harry, would be in the price point between 350 and above 450.
So there are smaller houses which are sold more right now.
Smaller.
Yeah,
I mean, duplex category is the most popular segment right now in the housing industry. And of course, we have seen smaller single family homes too. They've been really in demand because the price point, even the builders, when I go and talk to them, they've started to concentrate more on a lower price point home. So they used to build spec homes like 500, 550, 590, 600. Now they've come down to about 450, 470. And that's of course due to the shift that we've seen in the market with the mortgage rules getting a little tougher for people to qualify for a higher mortgage. So they're trying to just go by what the market is actually doing.
So the smaller houses, like duplexes, detached garage houses, they are more in demand right now.
They're more in demand. Duplexes for sure. Duplexes with a double garage attached in the front, that is really popular. And the fact that we don't have a lot of inventory, a lot of the developers that we've seen out in the market right now, they are not offering the land which is more suitable to build front garage duplexes. We've seen RPL product. RPL is like a single family home where you've got a detached garage. We have seen townhomes, we have seen triplex, fourplex, residential attached homes. So they are a lot out there. You see those options day in and out. But as far as duplexes are concerned, there's a lot of demand for it, but we don't have a lot of supply out in the market yet.
So obviously people are, what's happening in the market I've seen is like smaller houses are being sold, but they are upgraded a lot. So people are liking that thing nowadays more. So buying a new house is better than buying an old house because it's already fully upgraded what people want in the house right now. So I think in that particular range they will be able to get that kind of a house, right?
Yeah, I agree, Harry. Like things have been changing fast, and every few years we'll see some changes. Specifications for a builder would change, upgrades would change. Until now, whatever upgrades that we're getting, it might be a standard feature going forward, or a few years down the road. That feature might not be upgraded anymore. Absolutely. So things in the residential real estate does change quite often, and you of course would have seen that as well. But yes, I mean smaller builders or for that matter any builder, they're trying to put decent upgrades into their home to make it more saleable. They are going a little smaller on the square feet as well, so then they can be a bit more flexible on the asking price point, and the margins are really tight right now. There's so much competition out in the market. If you don't price your home well, you could be just sitting in the market and waiting for the right buyer to come through.
Yeah, and I have come across one client. He was asking me yesterday only that the developers have stopped developing the land right now. That's the new update in the market. Like there are not many houses which are coming new. So do you think that it will be more towards the selling of the old houses, or what's going to happen?
It will help a little bit to the resale market, and I have seen that as well. I've heard that a lot too from builders and from developers. So right now we're fine. We've still got some land where builders have enough to be able to build homes and sell to public. But again, next year, because right now when builders kind of plans to plans ahead that they have to get into these communities by 2021, 2022. They don't have much options right now.
Yeah.
So we won't see any change right now, but going forward, maybe next year, resale numbers might start to go up a little bit because there isn't a whole lot of land out there available right now for builders to build and sell homes to public.
So that means there will be a gap in building a new houses in coming next year, right? Because if there is not development happening in the city right now, definitely the builders will not have the inventory or any or the lots to develop, right?
Yeah.
So that is going to affect the market next year, definitely.
It will, definitely, and that's the point, right? Builders are having a tough time. Based on my conversation with some builders, recently, they have expressed concerns about that. They don't have a lot of land to work on for next year. I mean, right now, so far so good as we speak. They have enough work out available, enough land to kind of build homes on.
Yeah.
But again, things aren't looking that bright going into 2021 and 2022. We might see, as I said, we might see a bit of a drop in new home construction, new home builds, and again, which might help the resale market as well a little bit.
Yes.
So I mean, it all depends how you look at it. I mean, just look at the brighter side of it. If the new home construction is going down, the resale is picking up, so that's fine. We still will have enough options out in the market.
So friends, there right now, if we talk about as per the situation, this is the right time to buy a property. Maybe you are buying an infill or a new property. This is the right time. Mortgages rates are low, and any questions you have, you can talk to Tushar. His number is mentioned below. Please give a call to Tushar so that you can get an update of the real estate market right now. Tushar, before we end up the conversation, I just want to know, do you have any particular message for the clients right now?
Yes, Harry, market is good right now. If you're out and about looking for a place for yourself, you better be quick, because my personal experience right now when I'm working with my clients, when I go out in the market, look for homes, I have seen a drop in the inventory, as I've discussed that before as well. So, if you're out and about, just get onto something quick, as long as you can, find what you're looking for. Interest rates are low. Get on those, make advantage of, make use of those low interest rates, because very soon we might see them going up as well. So market is good. Talk to the right professional. If you have any questions, if there's any way I can be of any assistance, by all means, my number, as Harry said, is just down below, and just give me a call. I'll be more than willing to come out, talk to you, sit down with you in person, and we'll figure something out.
Tushar is here, available every Friday as well as Sunday. Please give a call and please watch our shows, because Tushar has a lot of information. He has been a realtor for a long time in the market, and definitely he's going to help you in all the questions you have. So please give a call to Tushar. So thank you, Tushar, for coming on our show, and definitely we'll be looking forward to meet you on next Friday as well as Sunday.
Perfect. Thank you, Harry.
You have a good day.